Okay, so let's start with the visual design of the graphical user interface. So basically that is to modify the .fig file in this workspace. In case that the workspace is different than what you use, you can go to the tools and grid and rulers and check this show grid and grid size to be 10. And remember to check this snap to grid so that we can place the elements according to this fine grid here. Okay, so the first thing is to have the static text field. That is for the formula. We will have it to be 3 grids height. And then once you put an element down, you can double click and go to the property inspector, or you can right click and property inspector, so it's the same thing. And this property inspector, this is very important. It has all of the properties that you can access for this element. For example, the string here is what is shown on the element. So basically, it now shows static text. Maybe we can change it to text, and you see that it changes. Okay, and another thing that is one thing that is most important is the tag field here, because this is the link between the .fig file and the .m file. So usually once you put an element down, you should change it to something that you can more or less remember. So in this case we change to FML, so basically that means the formula. And then we add another text field here, and we let it to be 5 grids height, and then we change it to be txt answer. Yeah, so this will display the answer of the calculator. Yeah, and then if you click on the background, and you can also change the color of the background. For example, color here we don't use white, we use something a little bit gray, so that it looks better. And then we will start to add the buttons that we need for the calculator. So the push button here, and I would like to have 6 by 6. Yeah, and so just double click on the push button, and you see the string is push button, so it's too long. We change it to be C. So this is the clear input button, and then you see the C is a little bit small. And then what you can do is you can change the font size. You can increase it to 30, and we also want to change the font weight to be bold, so it's more clear. In case you don't like the color of the text, you can change the foreground color. This is the color of the text, and I would use something close to black but a little bit grayish, so this looks more appealing. And then we resize it to be 6 by 6, so now it's like 5. So we increase the height by 1 grid, and 1, 2, 3, and then decrease a little bit to 6. Okay, so now it's 6 by 6, and then we can copy and paste this button so that everything is consistent. Yeah, so just Control C and Control V. Another thing is that in this case, we need 2 special symbols. One is backspace, so that is a left arrow. Another is the square root symbol. For that, it's not easy to just type in your keyboard. You can just Google left arrow symbol. Yeah, and then we will just find it here. So copy and paste it into the string field here, and then you see that it is automatically updated. And for example, we need another one, square root sign, and just copy it from here, also in the string field. Okay, and just remember, every time you put down one element, you should change the tag here. Change BT, that is button, BTC. so that in the .m file you can immediately recognize what is the button that is connected to it. So left, and say this is a button square root. Okay, and then I will just fast forward and copy paste and change the text. Okay, so now everything is finished. We more or less keep the spacing of the buttons and also the text fields to be 2 grids, and also to the edge of the workspace to be two grids. Okay, and then let's check again whether we have already specified all of the text. And then this is text formal and text answer C left plus left parenthesis, right parenthesis, and minus 9, 8, 7, 4, 5, 6, multiply, square root, power, divide, 3, 1, 2, 1, 0, dot, equal. Yeah, so it's always a good habit to check the text tags, and just remember that you can choose whatever tag you want. You just need to be consistent and unique for different elements, and also it's better that it's something that makes sense, that you can also remember it when you change the .m file. You don't have to go back and forth to find what is the tag that you used. So there's one thing left, that is that we still haven't defined the string here, and also the font size, font weight, and so on. Yeah, you can just do it in the property inspector as what we did in the for the buttons. Or what we can also do is to select here and change the create function. So if you choose this element and go to create function and press here, it will automatically add a create function for that. And let's also create another create function here. So basically this is the okay, let's just move it together here. So this create function means that this function is executed only once when you create that text field. So basically at the beginning of the program. And then I just add those lines here. Basically it changes the foreground color, that is the color of the text. And those names you can find in the property inspector here. Yeah, you see that this is the foreground color, this is the also the font size, and the string here. Yeah, so you set the color of the string to be something gray, because 111 is white and 000 is black. So this is kind of gray. And font size to be 16, and string we remove the initial string, and then we align everything to the right. And another thing is that we need to change the background color to be white, so that we can directly see it from the background. Okay, and we just copy and paste it to the answer text field, and we want the color of the text to be darker and then to be larger. Yeah, so now we are finished. We can actually run the code. Okay, so there's a mistake here. We need to use capital B. Yeah, you can also check in the property inspector that indeed it starts with a capital B. and we run. So everything is fine. You see the field here, and then all of the buttons you can already click, but there's nothing happening because we haven't implemented the algorithm behind. Okay, in the next video I will show you how to implement the algorithm in the .m file. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.